Hey everybody, welcome back to Mbira Guru Celebration. And of course, right now we're having a discussion. We have had already three lovely performances and one discussion that was talking about Mbira today and the generation and the next the upcoming Mbira players and what they're doing. That was awesome with Amy and Taffy. And then we have already had three concerts, and now before we have the final concert of our 6 hour journey, I am super excited to be joined by two great men that have walked the journey with this instrument and that have beautiful stories with their connection with the Mbira. And so we're going to have a conversation. And our theme on this discussion is the Mbira and the spirit. Does this instrument actually connect to the spirit, or are these fairy tales, or are these stories that we are just told about, or what really happens? Is it there? Is it real? And I thought these two gentlemen would be perfect to talk to me about this particular topic. So let me introduce, ladies and gentlemen, our music director at Kutandara. I call him Sekuru because he's a cool dude. And I call him Sawir as well because we share a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome on the Mbira Guru celebration discussion, none other than the MD, Mr. Randy McIntosh.
Hey, hey.
And
Good to see you.
ladies and gentlemen, we are super joined by a genius mind. I got to know a lot about this man just a month ago when we had a 1 month tour together in Zimbabwe. I got to realize that this guy is carrying so much information. He has done so much in the music world, in Boulder, in Kutandara, as well as other things that he does. Ladies and gentlemen, a great friend, a big brother, literally good enough to be a dad to most of us. We are talking about none other than David.
Good to see you, Bled.
Thanks, David Simon, for being with us. I think, guys, let's dive into it. Everyone that is watching, remember to do share this broadcast so that more people can get to watch. And we're having this discussion so that we can educate each other, grow, and learn. And we have a special surprise at the end of the broadcast. We have someone that could not join the call, but they've sent us a special message with their thoughts around this topic. I don't want to tell you who it is. You're going to see on the screen once we are done with this gentleman. Let me kick with Randy. Randy, what would be your take on this issue of Mbira and the spirit? Just as an opener, do you see these two coming together? What is your take on this?
Mbira and the spirit?
Hmm.
Oh man. That's a deep dive you're going into. And the easiest answer is, of course, any music and any spirit can be connected, in my opinion. And when I get personal with it, I feel my spirit captured hearing this instrument and playing it and connecting with the people who play it also all over the world. And there isn't anything deeper than that.
Wow, thanks for sharing that, Randy. Very precise and straight to the point. This guy said you cannot separate the two, the Mbira and the spirit. Rather, you cannot separate music and the spirit. That's really profound. David, again, just as an opener, the Mbira and the spirit, what would be your take?
You know, I've spoken with a lot of people who play Zimbabwean music, especially Mbira music. And what I hear in common from all of them is we as musicians do not choose to play this music. This music chooses for us to play it. And that was certainly my experience when I started playing marimba music. Initially, I felt very, very strong pull. And then somebody showed me Mbira, and I picked it up one time, and the pull was so powerful, I knew that I had to put it down for a year before I touched it again, because I was afraid that if I started playing right away, it was just going to blow my circuit breakers, you know? And so I literally waited a year before I picked the Mbira up again, and then slowly got to know it. But when I am playing Mbira, it feels like a prayer to me. It feels like I am praying, I am connecting with my God, my reality of the universe. And if that isn't spirit, I don't know what is.
Wow. That's really deep. That's really deep. Randy, let me come to you and actually ask you for if you could share with us some of your personal moments playing this instrument and your connection with the instrument. Where did it start? And do you have any moments you can specifically say, Bled, you know, this day, this happened while playing the instrument?
Oh man. Got a few hours. So since I was a little kid, anytime I would hear drumming, I felt like I was being overtaken. And I couldn't really describe what was taking me. I just felt that way. I often felt that way with a lot of different music, but especially drums. And when I was in college, I got to be in a group of friends that played drumming from all over the world. And we had done a performance about an hour away. And the guy I was driving with was like, I gotta show you this music. And he put in a tape, and it was Cosmas Magaya playing the Mbira with two or three other people. And I remember just being blown away with the music. And maybe I wouldn't have been as much if my friend wasn't really into it. But we both sat there smiling, not talking, just listening to the music as we drove down the highway. And he lent me an Mbira after that, showed me how to play Namam Sasa. And soon after that, I was buying my own instruments, and then started my journey into the music from Zimbabwe. That was before I even knew about the marimbas from Zimbabwe. I just knew about the Mbira.
Wow, wow, wow.
So for a couple years, I just played this one song, and stuff I would make up myself, but just the basic part to Nemam Sasa. Then I started meeting more friends who played the music, and I think another really telling story is me sitting in my living room practicing for hours and hours while Blessing Chimanga was upstairs doing all sorts of work. And I just couldn't help it. I had to play and I had to play. And sometimes I'd see Blessing and he'd be shaking his head going, man, you are just playing that all the time. But I had to do it. And I still have to do it. And I'm thankful for it and grateful for all my friends who I get to play this music with all over the world. It's as big a blessing as I've found in my life, as big as getting married and having a child.
Wow. Wow. Yes, I testify, guys, it's not a joke. It's the truth. I stayed with this guy for 6 weeks. He plays the Mbira every other time. As long as he's at home and he has done watching a series, he'll be playing Mbira. So that has really like taken over his life for sure. David, you are just coming from Zimbabwe. Literally, you're fresh from Zimbabwe. This broadcast is fresh for you from Zimbabwe. How was it to play this instrument in the country of origin, number one? Number two, was there any form of this spiritual connection when you were in Zimbabwe playing the Mbira?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was my first trip to Zimbabwe, I wasn't sure what to expect. And but I was looking forward to playing this music on the land where it originated. What I didn't expect was how powerful that experience, that feeling was going to be. Randy and I and others went up to Mondoro, to the Magaya village, the Magaya ancestral village, Kumusha, and we played there. We played at the grave of Sekudum Magaya, and there was something magical that happened in those moments. There was some ancestral communication for me. There was a conversation we were having through the music. Maybe the music was facilitating the ideas, the thoughts to move back and forth. But that was powerful in ways that I haven't experienced quite to the same extent in this country. So absolutely being in the place of origin of this music takes it to a completely different level in my experience.
Wow, wow, wow. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm glad that we created to have this conversation with you. You are definitely the right man because you had a personal encounter. Randy, I'm gonna go back to Randy. We are closing the episode as we prepare to go to the concert. It's been actually awesome just talking to you around this. And my last question with you before we say bye would be, what would be your Mbira words, not your words of inspiration? We love your inspiration and motivation, but on this one, I want, what would be your Mbira words to other Mbira players that are playing this instrument in the USA? How can they develop this connection of the Mbira and the spirit? Because yes, I was here to just ask, but I also believe that there is the connection in this that happens when one is playing Mbira and the spirit. So how can we develop this connection to be there whenever they are playing? Do they have to be Zimbabwean? Do they have to get married in Zimbabwe to have that connection? What can they do? What would be your Mbira words to your fellow US Mbira players in terms of Mbira and the spirit?
Well, I'm no expert on spirit or Mbira, but I just say let it take you where it wants to go. What I love about the Mbira is when I play it, I think differently. And I think it's important to think differently in these times and consider different things and have your world turned upside down. And what is more important than finding spirit to turn your world upside down? So you can do that by yourself, you can do that in a group, and there can be camaraderie and friendship in that, and love. And what we need more than anything is love and peace. So let's do it together.
Wow, what a way to close us, man. That's really deep because also where there's love, a good spirit comes and does what it's supposed to do. So that's really deep. Thank you for sharing that and giving those words. David, there could be a number of adults that are watching. Well, we hope that we have a number that are watching right now and that have been following the Beta Guru, and they're like, is it late for me to play Mbira? Should I start lessons? Is it worth it? What would be your takeaway Mbira words to maybe adults that may want this instrument, but maybe they're feeling, maybe it's too late. And what's the point? What would be your words of?
Great question. You know, I would say, first of all, if the music is calling to you, it's never too late. You know, if you're feeling that pull, if just listening to others brings up something special inside of you when you hear the music, you can learn it, okay? And especially as a beginner, sometimes it can be frustrating, but there's nothing more satisfying than, you know, slowly learning a part, and then that first time you can actually play a whole cycle, and then the second part, you know, the second cycle, and put it together. That feeling is magical, you know, and in my experience, just about anybody can do this. And so if that tug is coming, you know, if your heart is being pulled in this direction, just feed it, you know, man, go after it. Do you know, find a teacher, find some you know, videos online, and be persistent, and you will get there. I promise you. I've seen many people do it. So have fun while you're on that journey.
Wow, thank you, David. I think you and Randy should think of maybe starting a podcast or something, because you make like a good jewel in giving these words of hope. Or maybe it's something to do with the age. I don't know. Maybe I need white hair too, so I can have this level of wisdom. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for sharing your time, coming on the Mbira Guru celebration stage to have this conversation. We hope whoever is gonna watch today or in the future, they can get help and actually appreciate that this instrument is not only an instrument, but it also carries a lot of the spirit in it. And you know, in my closing words, I actually wanted to say, you know, when we say spirit, we are not only saying just ancestral spirits, but even now the Mbira is being played in the church, meaning that it's also bringing, you know, the spirit that is believed in the church, the God spirit. And so it's a good thing, and we are excited that this instrument is being diverse and being allowed in all these spaces. So thank you guys for joining me and joining us. This is the Mbira Guru celebration, and now in the next few minutes, so go get a drink and maybe a snack, because in the next few minutes we'll be broadcasting the final concert as we close in the final hour of the Mbira Guru. It's been an awesome 6 hours of music and discussion. And my name is Blessing Blechimanga, representing Kutandra and Dreams TV. If you're in the US in Boulder and you want to learn Mbira, as Kutandra, we offer those lessons. So get in touch with us. And if you're in Zimbabwe, we have many teachers, Tafi Matiure, Jacob Mafuleni, Chingodzo, they are all around here in Zimbabwe. Please just email us and tell us where you are, or send us a Facebook, and we'll be able to connect you with a great teacher if you're in Zimbabwe or in the US. And of course, as we said in all the broadcasts, if you can make a donation today, it would be great, because all the artists that are performing today, they've come as a willing heart just to celebrate the Mbira, and it would be great for us to give them something as a token of appreciation, and that's from your donation. So thank you so much for the donations that are coming in, that have come in, and that will continue to come in. We love you, and we hope you continue to celebrate Mbira with us. Happy Mbira month. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bled.